Kari Lake did an interview on Newsmax with Eric Bolling, and let me tell you, it went horribly wrong in a way that is actually really notable and made me really excited to see. So let me lay kind of the groundwork here, give you the context, and then watch this clip. And I think this could be somewhat of a big deal. The whole Tucker Carlson Dominion defamation lawsuit story has been getting discussed a lot on mainstream media, as it should. Meaning, Tucker Carlson privately indicating he recognized the stolen election claims were bonkers, but on television was helping to perpetuate those very same lies, and more specifically, more hurtful to, likely, the audience of Newsmax, he said, quote, "I hate him passionately about Trump," and did not at all indicate that on air, obviously. And so this is just yet another example, one of the most clear and present examples, even though we've had plenty in the past, of how dishonest Tucker Carlson is. There's just no denying it. But, and definitely stick around for this clip, it just takes a lot to kind of give you why this is a big deal. What has to happen within the right-wing movement for them to continue with the machine they have going in the media, and for this not to hurt one of their major, most powerful media individuals, is a complete lack of discussion about this. They have to not at all reference the Dominion lawsuit. They can't at all reference the fact that Tucker Carlson is being exposed time and time again for being a huge liar. And we see that so often. Stories come out that you would think would make viewers of Fox News or other right-wing networks just stop believing these hosts and recognize how dishonest they are, but people still watch them. And I saw something recently, Fox News ratings are actually up recently. And the reason for that is they just ignore the stories, and their audience is not like other political audiences that, yeah, like their people, trust their people that they watch, but also tune into enough news that they would hear about all the major stories. That's not the case for the viewers of right-wing media. Many of them watch right-wing media and thus don't even hear about the fact that Tucker Carlson is being exposed, and that's why they don't talk about it. But here, one of these hosts, not that there's an actual script that they're all sticking to, but kind of, he didn't stick to the script. Take a look at this.
This whole revelations of the emails that Tucker Carlson at Fox was texting to, or emailing to, or texting some of his producers and whatnot, and one of them is really disturbing to me. It's "I hate him passionately," that Tucker said about President Trump. I mean, how do you? I think people are giving Tucker a pass on this, but I just can't get past this, Kari. I can't understand how a guy who can portray himself as a huge Trump fan on television, saying he hates him passionately, is very much looking forward to a day he didn't have to cover Trump being in the White House every day.
Well, from the way you describe it, it sounds awful. I have not read the emails, so I'm reluctant to comment and say anything that would disparage Tucker, because I haven't read all of the emails.
We'll continue, but see, she is doing what they're quote unquote supposed to do to protect kind of those within the right-wing movement. Oh, we don't look at those news sources. We're not supposed to know about these stories. Come on, you haven't read it. It's been all over almost every mainstream media outlet except for those who are hardcore on the right, including Fox News. You've heard about it. You just don't want to have to answer for it because Tucker Carlson is a massive figure and is helpful to the right-wing movement. And so it's going to be hard for them to turn against him. Continuing.
Emails to even know what context that was in, but it sure on the surface sounds awful. And hopefully he's had a change of heart and realizes that President Trump is the greatest president we've ever known, and he is the man to turn this around. And I'm assuming with the footage he put out on January 6th and the work he's doing to get the word out, that there were so many lies told by our men and women in Congress. Our elected officials told so many lies about January 6th, and we have a lot of people who are political prisoners sitting in jail, in prison right now, who need to be let out. And I'm happy that he's doing that kind of work, but I just don't know enough about the context of those emails. I haven't read them myself, so I'm reluctant to comment on that.
No doubt. Okay.
So because this Eric Bolling is, I think this indicates he's a true believer in a lot of the stuff he says, even though many of these hosts aren't, but he seems to actually be upset by this because he is, and he heard about it. He wanted to bring it up. And there, Kari Lake is perfectly illustrating why it's so bad for this to be a story that right-wing audiences hear, because she tries to bring it back to the footage that Tucker Carlson is revealing to the public about January 6th. And if you somehow missed that, so dishonest. Tucker Carlson is attempting to piece together this alternate narrative about how, you know, January 6th was actually sort of peaceful and it was sightseers, and downplaying the significance of January 6th for obvious reasons. January 6th being a day that absolutely represented the worst of the lies coming out of the right wing and the worst of the leadership of Trump, or the lack thereof. And so Tucker Carlson wants to distract from that. And that's a powerful role he's playing within the right wing movement right now, helping to, even though it's a weak and somewhat failure of a creation of a narrative, it's enough for a lot of those within the right wing. And so they love him for that and don't want to have to be confronted with the reality of, if he was lying about Trump and his support for Trump, maybe he's lying about this too. Maybe his dishonesty is not just in one category with his love or hate for Trump, but in other categories, in the information he's presenting to us on a nightly basis. Now, even those who hear about this story won't think, oh, now maybe I should stop going to Fox News for my information or right-wing media for my information. It may just be, okay, that kind of annoys me, but Tucker Carlson generally is still giving me the truth. He's the only one who gives me the truth. But I wish, and what is attempted to prevent so often with the complete kind of ignoring of stories that are hurtful to right-wing powerful figures by right-wing media, is trying to prevent that very thing from happening within their audience of, oh shoot, this person is really dishonest in this one way, in these multiple ways, maybe I should not go to them. And what is so sad, and I'll close on this, is you've already seen some of this with individuals who are confronted with the lies that Tucker Carlson and others told about the election, when those individuals will admit privately that they don't believe the election lies. Or, for example, a story we're getting to later in today's show, Trump's former lawyer admitting within court that she recognizes she misrepresented facts about the stolen election claims that she was pushing. Some will be confronted with that and just think, they're being forced into this, or they're just wrong and the election was still stolen. And it's so sad. And it is what allows this world of lies to continue that many people live within, unfortunately. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.